Okay, this is to show how the G HUB software is gonna work. Um, so right now it's working, G HUB, right? But most people, including me, have these issues. Just a quick rundown on the logic, on the reasoning behind this, how it's gonna happen, why it's happened, so people can figure out, right? So I spent some time on this, and I think I'm comfortable to say I understand why it happens. That's the most important. Unless you don't know, you're gonna stuck with all these instructions, right? Because each scenario is different. Let's go to the two most important software. Okay, G HUB. Let's go here. Um, so LG HUB. There are three confusing what they call program involved in this. 1, 2, 3. One AppData, agent, and LG HUB. Okay, so agent is kind of like a dynamic control when you have the software open. So it's shouldn't be out of the our consideration for getting this opening at the startup. So we can only focusing on the AppData and LG HUB, two software. And in order to make it work, first we need to do is we need to achieve first when at any startup or logon, the AppData will start first, and then starts LG HUB software. We can't start LG HUB before the AppData is starts. That's how the program is set. If for any reason, let's say you have your LG HUB starts before the AppData, or you have your AppData starts without Wi-Fi connection, without any internet connection, which meaning that will fail your AppData. Even if you have AppData start earlier than LG HUB, because of computer starting process, you might have AppData starting before the Wi-Fi connection, actual connection, internet connection. So you will fail the AppData, and systems think AppData is not working, and at that moment, it's been said you start LG HUB, and then it will just hang there. LG HUB will be hanging there. Talking about LG HUB is this. That's the interface or program you can do. Okay, and talking about the another program, what they call the agent, right? The agent is when you're gonna do the configuration, you need them. Okay, but once you have the LG HUB, the software starts. The LG agent will start automatically. So it's okay. Just ignore the agent software. Take it out of our consideration because we are already so confused. Okay, so LG HUB is this interface which we fail at start. So we're gonna figure out, right? Okay, and the agent is when you're doing something internal within the software program, so enable you to do the changes. What I find out, once LG HUB is opening, the agents will be opening automatically. So they are like bundled together. So that's why I take that agent out of the equation. Okay, I know it's confusing and my expression, but anyhow, try to understand this. So all we want to achieve is, let me repeat. the AppData has to start before the interface software. And before LG HUB AppData is starting, we need to have Wi-Fi connection. I think most people fail because the Wi-Fi connection starts later than LG HUB AppData. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do. First, go to your setting, disable everything. By default, when you install, all this program has to be was set to be automatic start, right? So we need to always start after login, okay? Because we're gonna do it manually. Automatic is not gonna work. Always start after login. Take it out. So take all these variables out of equation, which means first we need to achieve all three programs. They're not going to start automatically. So when it's set, you will see it's a clean start without anything to do with the LG HUB software, and then we manually turn it on one by one. Okay, turn this off, and then try your startup apps and take, whenever there's LG HUB, take it out, make it off. I already take one off. Okay, so take it off, which means the automatic start from the installation of those program or threads are disabled. Okay, once it's disabled, without doing anything, when you start your computer, you don't see anything in your task manager because we took it off. Without those variables, we're gonna do is first, when we start, first starts the AppData, then start the G HUB software. Those two. Okay, how we're gonna achieve that? Task manager, task schedule. Again, before we trying to play with the task schedule, we have to make sure one, two, three, those three software are not starting with the system startup or logon. You can verify this by starting your computer and check out those programs. Are they there? Okay, and then what we're gonna do is, using the task schedule to start the AppData, let's say 2 minutes after the startup. And then second step is maybe 4 minutes after 2 minutes of the AppData is started, starts the G HUB software. Okay, the reason we need 2 minutes is just to make sure your computer, after 2 minutes, all the Wi-Fi connection has been connected. Internet is available for AppData to connecting to do whatever it's supposed to do, and don't fail us. Okay, so 2 minutes, it's a guaranteed time. It's a safe time for internet connection for most computer, right? Let's say you have very slow computer, you might need 5 minutes. If you have a SSD, you might need just 10 seconds, right? So first step, 2 minutes, up to 2 minutes, starts the AppData by using a task scheduler. And second task is to do the same thing for G HUB software, which will pull up the interface, this interface, control interface. Okay, and the G HUB, I set it as 2 minutes after the updated program updated. So I already did this, so let's try G HUB. That's what I have created a software. So just set always user is logged on. Do not try to play with this, because this gonna give you some something like passwords for users, so don't bother. Okay, choose configuration for your computer, Win 7, Win 10. At startup, I set it at 2 minutes. So this is what I set up. At startup, oh, I set it 8 minutes. That's pretty safe. And this is for which program? For this program, LG HUB exe. You know, all the program are in this folder. Okay. This is for LG HUB.exe, which is the interface software, which should be start after the AppData software. Okay, and do the same thing for AppData. It's just you see, this is 5 minutes. That's what imagine after starting the computer. Before 5 minutes, the Wi-Fi connected, and at 5 minutes, starter works, and it try to connect into the server and make it work. And after that, about 8 minutes. So see, this is AppData. At 8 minutes of the starting, LG HUB, this one starts. Okay. Yeah, just once we understanding the reason we fail is, so we can figure out. Okay, you can adapt. You don't have to follow those instruction on the G HUB Gigabits website, which is confusing because they don't say what's the reason. So again, okay, before we open, we try to figure out on the task schedule, play with task schedule. We need to make sure all the program at startup has been disabled, which comes by default will be on the startup list by when we do the installation for this LG HUB software. Okay, do anything possible to disable all these programs at default set startup. Verify it before we go to task scheduler. The worst thing happened to me is I didn't realize it comes together by default, so I play with the task schedule first. Even if, no matter how I set in those 5 minutes, 8 minutes, even half hour after startup, it won't give me the pass. It's still hanging there because things has been happening in here. Let's say the AppData has failed to connect into their server with the internet connection, without internet connection. So this updating verification process fail. So whatever you do, you cannot start the LG HUB software with this update pass. So people will do after the starter computer, they select them all and take them out one by one by ending the task, and then they do it by default, right? They do it by manually opening one by one. At that time, your internet connection, you have internet connection, right? But by doing this, let's say after you disable all these programs in the task manager and you click this, once you click this, you're still gonna hang there. Why? Because we are not starting the AppData first. We are trying to start in the LG HUB first. Imagine this one, you go file location. It's nothing to do with the starter AppData. It has something to do with the, you see, let's go dig all the way up. Which one? So I don't know. I assume it's connecting to the LG HUB software. Okay. Okay. Hopefully I won't confusing you more. But this should be the ultimate, because it works, fix for everything. Okay. Thanks.